Welcome back to another episode of the Movie Podium, a weekly podcast where we collectively choose a movie to watch, and at the end of the week, we get together and talk about it. It's like a book club.
But for movies.
But for movies.
But for movies. We also came up with a set of questions to ask ourselves, such as, is this a podium movie or a top 3 in the year of its respective release? This week, we chose one of the most popular films on Netflix right now. And without further ado, we present our next movie.
It's a pretty long flight. Do you want anything from the front of the boat?
I'm all good on creatine and small dick insecurity.
Nothing small about me. What the?
Do you think the casting process for this movie was just, are you hot? Okay, you can be in it.
Yeah.
Yes, very hot. We have a place
Basically.
for you.
Yeah, I think that was a requirement. I'm your host, Matt Scott, and I'm here with my dudes, Daniel.
Heyo.
Eric.
Hey, yo.
And hello, John.
Heyo.
Hello, John.
Oh, I wanted to say heyo like you too.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
We went with a movie this week that none of us had actually seen, but noticed that it was trending pretty high on Netflix. And also
Like me?
a very... Yeah, like John.
You took my joke.
And it had a very appealing trailer. Looked funny with attractive people. Pretty easy sell.
Again, the casting process was, are you hot?
Yeah,
You're in the movie.
you're allowed in. What were your guys' overall thoughts before we get into the questions?
It was there. It wasn't bad.
That's kind of my thought.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. It was better than
Oh,
some
it
of the
was-
ones we've watched.
Big fun, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing too deep. Just,
Yeah,
you know,
I was going to say nothing deep.
yuck here and there, and definitely hot people.
Yeah,
Lots of hotties.
yep. Some naked bodies.
Naked bodies and some hotties.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. All right, you ready for some random ass facts?
Yes.
I would love to learn more about this movie, Matt.
Oh, before we get into that, cheers.
Cheers.
This movie is loosely based on Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. Not sure if you guys are familiar with that one too much, but there were multiple quotes embedded in the background. You notice a few scenes where they had that. That's from this,
Yes.
Yeah.
from Shakespeare. Occasionally, they were also integrated into the dialogue, some of the lines. And even the names of the main characters share the same as the leads in Shakespeare. Beatrice being short for, or B is short for Beatrice. And also Ben could be seen as Benedict.
True. Yeah, we were watching that, and Julie was like, this is just much to do about nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be that, right? And I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
So she caught it. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Good
That's
for
not
her.
one we did in high school.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with it, to be honest. Not one.
And
That,
I've been hearing some things about this Shakespeare fella, and he's done a lot.
I think he's going to catch on one of these days.
Yeah.
yeah, it actually. I don't know how, because of now how things are released, but I saw that it was the most popular Shakespeare adaptation of all time from a sales standpoint. Higher
Really?
than Romeo and Juliet, or just surpassed Romeo and Juliet.
I haven't seen that movie in so long, but I have a feeling it's not great.
I
Are
have
you
a feeling this is
talking
probably better.
Leo DiCaprio, Romeo
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Juliet? It's like,
Correct.
Yeah.
how many times can you imagine each individual Shakespeare play has been reimagined?
Yeah, right. Let's see, what else we got here? Did anyone else think that the arrival scene at the airport is similar to another movie we watched in Crazy Rich Asians? So,
Yeah,
big bunch
kind
of
of.
balloons, convertible Jeep driving across a bridge, and then you see that local landmark that resembles a ship in the background.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's true.
Pretty similar, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Sydney, or where was Crazy Rich Asians? Taiwan or something?
Singapore.
Thank you.
A very rich place.
Same region of the globe.
Yeah. Yeah, very similar. So Will Gluck is the director of this film, who also did Easy A, which we've mentioned on the show a couple times. The main song in this one is also done by Natasha Bedingfield, which, as we remember, if you remember from Easy A, she did Pocket Full of Sunshine, and it was the ringtone that kept playing, and that song kind of plays throughout the movie. So maybe he has a thing for Natasha Bedingfield because, Unwritten was in this.
Yeah.
And
What's
last one,
Unwritten?
yeah, the song we heard a million times.
Oh, his what's he call it? His Serenity song.
Yeah.
He has Serenity song. I did think that was funny when she like fell on him and he was sleeping and she heard that and she's like, "What the fuck?" Like her reaction that was pretty good.
That was the first time you hear it.
Yeah. All right, last one. And there's not a ton because this movie is obviously released last year. And there's not, again, when we talk about like a Back to the Future and we compare it to this, there's really not a lot of good random ass facts.
It's no Citizen Kane or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Now, maybe in a few years, we'll find out somebody got pregnant or something. But so last one, Sydney Sweeney was actually bitten by a spider while the camera was rolling during this film, which yeah, exactly, which is kind of funny because after this happened and they had to fill out the incident report, the medical staff actually wrote it as Sydney Sweeney bitten by spider, comma, now Spider Woman, which not aware of what movie she was going to be in a year later in Madam Web.
A movie that everyone was waiting on and everyone loved. From what I hear, I haven't seen it.
I have a feeling this might have been a better movie.
Yeah. Plus, you said it came out later, and this one came out yesterday. So it takes me about 40 years to see any given movie.
Actually, did I even give the IMDb? I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you did. What's it got?
This has a 6.1 on IMDb.
Is that higher than Thor?
It's not higher than Thor.
That's harsh.
It is harsh. I think
it's the genre too. That genre.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Yeah, again, there's not much
scores.
thought to it. But I probably would have said about a 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
I can get a little higher. Not much, but
I can always go a little higher.
All right. First question. Favorite thing about the movie? All right. Hi, John. Hello, John. What was your favorite thing about the movie?
I think so. Generally, I think it was kind of a cool premise that they got off on the wrong foot, and they, it's like love at first sight. I know with the genre, it's like, all right, you have to accept that there's love at first sight,
Yeah.
and then, but they get their wires crossed, and then the whole movie is about them convincing themselves that they dig each other when the whole rest of the universe of the movie is like, yeah, they like each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The way that they kind of swung that was almost like the opposite. And there were a few scenes where it was like, oh, this is how it's going to go. And then they take a left turn. Like they almost on purpose tease you and then do something else. Like when she hits him in the nuts. Like, oh, they're flirting. And then,
that
bam,
was great.
Cock shot. Like,
yeah,
perfect.
That was a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Daniel?
My favorite part about this movie is that it was like a fun hour and a half. You could just turn your brain off, just watch it, enjoy it, and then be done with it.
Yeah, it was very short, which, the opposite of Inception, where it's long and demanding for your like your brain is like racked by the last 30 minutes in that snow scene. And this is like, oh, I'm on the beach.
Sure, like, okay, now they're on that level, this level, this is like, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful people on the beach.
Yeah, on the beach, chilling. We're good. Yeah.
Exotic location.
Yeah, right. Eric, what about you?
I said the same thing. I just said it was light and funny, an hour and a half. bing, bang, boom, if you will.
Yeah.
And it was good.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna have the same sentiment. Nothing specific, but it did have funny moments and also sexy moments, which again is a recipe for an entertaining night and just sitting there for an hour and a half. And it was enjoyable to watch. I didn't dislike it by any means. So it was a good switch from watching Inception, to be honest. To be
I can
honest,
imagine.
Very true.
just a good contrast. All right.
Yeah.
Next, we got least favorite part about the movie. Eric, what was your least favorite thing?
I actually had a couple because as I was watching this, I was still in the state of like Inception. I was analyzing a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Julie and I, at the end, we were talking about it. And like the two main leads, Sydney and I don't know the dude's name, the hot dude, one
Ben.
of the hot dudes, Ben.
Ben.
Well, no, his real name.
Glenn Powell.
Okay. Those two, like, I feel like he was way better than she was. I was not getting convincing acting from Sydney Sweeney in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree there. I think they are probably on a different level in terms of acting ability.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that she's a bad actor because she was in Euphoria.
Mm-hmm. Euphoria. Yep.
And like she's been good in other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like this wasn't good.
Yeah. What else did you have? You said you had a few things.
Yes, the other one was my least favorite part was that Ben told Pete that B dropped out of law school even after she said that he was the only one that knew.
Yeah, that was a dick move for sure.
That was a dick move.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually thought it was going to twist and say, I didn't say that. And then they just kind of guessed it or something or found out they got an email or something. I thought that would have been better. But the fact that he did tell was kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Those were my two.
Nice. My least favorite thing was that it was predictable for the most part, just a down the pipe fastball. And I don't dislike it, but at the same time, I like a little more depth with the characters combined. Now, I do think there was depth with each of the characters, but I thought them going off of a one-night stand wasn't really a tell-all for let's get married for the rest of our life. Like, might they be good for each other? Sure. Might they be a perfect match? I have no idea. So
that's why his friend remembered that one remark he made. He's like, we got to set this all up.
Right. So like, I'm not necessarily buying like till death do us part when they had a one night stand. That's, I mean, you know, it takes years and layers. So that kind of like, if you compare it to When Harry Met Sally, where it's like a 10-year thing and they keep coming back to each other and you're like, okay, they probably need to get together. Mm-hmm. This was like a bang. Like,
it was condensed.
Perfect. Yeah, right. Which is fine. But if I had to nitpick, I would say that. And also, I just didn't like how flip-floppy the movie was in some cases. Like, Ben is out of shape and can't swim, but yet he's a perfect diver. And also has the instincts to save her. And sure, maybe that's just the heroic
and he can't swim
act. Yeah,
he was like, all high on
and he can
love
swim though.
But his diving ability was a little too much for being someone who couldn't swim, and she dragged him. Yeah. So there's some parts like that where you're like, all right, we're just trying to move the story forward, but we could have probably had a better concept, you know?
Yeah.
Daniel, you thought
it's
of something?
The spider scene. I remembered. It's the spider scene. Fuck spiders. Fuck having a spider down my pants. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty. Did you guys like? I did like the credits and the ending credits when he's clearly naked and he's just, you know, ass spread in front of her face.
And she's gesturing behind him like along with the song, like
right. I will appreciate that when you can just be ass naked and go with
Yeah,
it.
and the whole
That's cool.
credits were just fun because it was that
Yeah.
song again and, outtakes. And
Yeah, I actually thought that was probably one of the funniest scenes in the movie.
I think
'Cause
kind
they
of how
just
the
didn't
whole
give a shit.
movie's supposed to be, just fun.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. John, what about you?
Least favorite part, I guess the part I couldn't get over was just how extravagant the whole situation is.
I
Just
know. It's like
had
the
a little
perfect
hard
story.
time connecting with a dude in finance who's interested in a lawyer with a golden parachute, and they're on a destination wedding in Sydney. And then, like, oh my god, the hardship of these people finding love, which admittedly is hard to do no matter who you are. But I was,
But extra hard when you're really strapped down by your surroundings like that.
yeah,
Right.
I just had a little bit of a hard time finding a connection with the characters, I guess.
Yeah. And
Plus, I'm
I
not
think
hot.
right. Well, and that was kind of my same complaint with Crazy Rich Asians. Everybody's rich. And like there's no real problems. Like those are things that we don't associate. Like there is some disconnect there. So that's a really good point. I kind of just tried to like gloss over it and say, "Oh well, like I'm going to go with it." But you're absolutely right.
Right, like
that
you
was
kind of just
absurd.
need to be shallow because that's the whole movie. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
all right, moving on. We're living in a rich person,
Yeah, you're
very
not
opulent
looking
world.
for financial troubles in a fucking rom-com. You're not
Yeah,
looking for them
sure.
to be like,
Oh.
shit, how are we going to pay mortgage this week? That's not
Exactly.
fucking
No,
what
I
you want
didn't-
to see. You want to
I
see
agree.
beautiful people smashing,
Right.
or will they smash or won't they smash? That's what
Right.
you
That's
want.
right.
They will.
Like,
Exactly.
That was
that's
my
what you want in
favorite
a
part about the
rom-com.
movie.
You don't want real shit because
Yeah,
we
it's a
have enough
fantasy.
real shit in our own lives.
Mhm.
In real life.
Heard that. All right.
Amen.
Next category. Who won the movie? Daniel, who won the movie?
Sydney Sweeney's boobs.
At least you're telling the truth.
They make sure that everything she wears is super flattering. So they are the main character who win the movie for me.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback off of that because I said something similar actually. I said Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. They're both blowing up right now, and mainly Sydney Sweeney for her SNL/boob stuff. It's all over the place. And Glenn Powell just did Top Gun, the Maverick movie.
Yeah,
So like
I was going
they're
to say I
booming.
recognize them.
Both
That
of
must
them.
be what it's from.
Yeah, they won the movie, and their trajectory right now is pretty skyrocketing. Eric, who won the movie for you?
I said the people in the families, like the brides, and then Pete and his stepdad, because they got them together.
Yeah,
Like one of my favorite parts was I can't remember their names, but the two brides being like, "Oh yeah, we set that up," and they were talking about like the fight that they were having that
yeah.
she overheard.
I like that too because that was a twist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also,
So I said the families.
nice. Also, I like the dynamic between Pete and his stepdad. That was
Yes.
cracking me up.
That was.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
John, who won the movie for you?
I can't disagree with the lead characters. I mean, the whole plot is designed for them to win. And as you said, the actor and actress catapulting from this, I can't really argue with that.
Yeah, I think Sydney Sweeney's blowing up in multiple ways. Couldn't help it.
Yeah.
All
There
right.
we go.
Last one on that. I mean, all right.
No, it's not.
Nah, it's probably not.
Cut.
She's-
We need to take 5.
All right. Before we get any further, does anybody want to take a guess on her age?
Like
In
23.
real life?
She's like real young.
Nope.
26, 29.
27.
Oh, so close.
So not
What's her mom
23.
do when they're trying to guess the Ben's age in the movie? He's like,
I love that joke. that cracked me up because every time it goes up a little bit.
Yeah.
Does anybody
Oh,
want to
it-
take a guess on his age?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
31.
36.
Ooh,
He's our age.
he
Yeah.
is an old man.
So yeah, so him and her are about 9 years apart, but she's 27. So that didn't bother me. I thought it was a funny joke that they kept that
Yeah,
I
they
like
kept,
when they do bits like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept calling, or
That's
she
clever.
called him an old man several times. It was
And then
funny.
it was like 28, then it was 30, then it was 31. That shit's funny to me.
Yeah.
Because I knew he was older, but I didn't know he was our age. So
I'm
just
older
had to
than
get
you
that
are.
out of the way. Yes, you are. And Daniel's older than you are.
Oh, shit.
Next category, we've got favorite song moment or score scene. I think the songs are pretty generic here, other than the obvious.
Yeah.
Did anybody have anything they wanted to add? I said the obvious. I thought the Serenity thing was. I don't like that song very much. I wish it could have been a song I enjoyed better. But it's a rom-com and they have a song and they do a sing-along and it's a whole thing.
Mhm.
You're gonna win song moment in
Yeah.
this movie, unless you
Yeah.
have something else.
Yeah, no, that specific scene for me where they played it at the wedding was very funny to me. Where he looks
Same.
over at the DJ and she like smiles and gives him a thumbs up or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. And I like the ending credits, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny, and him singing when he's naked and stuff. Like, again, that's a good sport right there.
Yeah. I had I don't even know what it was, but it was like a dreamy song when they were in the water.
Yeah, on the boat.
Yeah. Well, no, when they jumped off the boat. Well,
Oh.
it's all that scene.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's like a really dreamy, like ethereal sounding kind of
Oh, when they're
80s-ish
out in the
song.
harbor and they're sort of realizing they like each other.
Yeah, yeah.
there's a few good, like, again, it's more generic, but there are a few good songs, or I was thinking of something similar when they're on the boat at the beginning, and he's of course Pete is like everything. He's DJ,
Yeah.
marrying
Tour guide.
them, tour guy. I
Yeah.
mean, he's everything in this movie. But when he's DJing, one of the songs he plays at the beginning when they're on the boat, I thought that was cool. But again, I can't even tell you the name of the song or
Yeah.
what it sounds like, other than maybe you describing it that way. So,
Yeah.
I have
John,
one.
You, John. Yeah.
John, yeah, go for it.
Anytime that they're getting into hijinks, there's a tune that the subtitles calls whimsical jazz. One of the times is when she's trying to grab his cookie on the plane, which she makes a hilarious facial expression when she decides to go for it. And then, so there's the whimsical jazz when she tries to steal the cookie and gets all caught up in a sticky situation. Pretty much any time there's like a weird physical comedic bit, there's whimsical jazz.
Nice. You would pick that.
I do love when you have the subtitles on and it says like calming music or
Yeah.
whimsical jazz.
Poignant and pensive, swelling.
Yeah, tell me you watch a movie with the captions without telling me. Next category is going to be a little silly. Does this movie get made now? I think we can all agree with Daniel's thumbs up.
Actually, I said no because it's already made and it just came out last year.
They're not going to make
So
it again.
I don't think they'll make it again right now, but probably in the future.
Fair. I just think it's so current that it's still relevant, right?
Yeah. Obviously it's what, number 1 streaming? John,
Yeah,
stop
2.
that.
Oh, sorry.
Number 2, but yeah, exactly. It's number 2 on Netflix, and it came out a year ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think, other than if you want to say they wouldn't repeat it so soon, that would be the counter to that. But yeah, I think this movie is obviously relevant and would get made.
John, was it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? You kept switching.
Maybe it's because we just did Inception, or you guys did, but I think it all depends on what now is, man.
What level of the dream are you in, John? Seems like you're on level 2 or 3 right now.
Yeah, I mean, it
Sorry,
seems like
John's
it just
lost in
came
limbo.
out now, but is now separate from when this came out? I don't know. I guess I'm for against it, is what I mean.
Oh my
Way to
God.
play.
All right. Next, we've got favorite line from the movie. All right, Eric, you go first.
I'm not talking about love, baby. I'm talking about dick.
Whoa, I'm not talking about love, baby. I'm talking about dick.
Dia.
Yeah, there were some lines that felt like we were talking. Like they had some pretty dirty
Yes.
stuff in there, so I thought that was funny.
What's great is that it's the lesbian woman saying that to,
Yeah.
I guess, her
Yeah.
wife
Right.
she's about to marry. It's like, oh yeah, I'm all about the dick, baby.
One of my favorite lines is when they're, and unfortunately it gets shown in the trailer, but when they're on the plane and he comes over and talks to Sydney Sweeney, Ben does, and the old guy who's sitting there just goes, "What the fuck?" Like,
Oh my
his
god,
reaction.
you took mine.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Oh man, Daniel.
Oh my God, you're hot girl fit.
You have like a 10 pop.
I'm not out of shape. I've been to 295, 300 once. I just don't do cardio.
Oh my god, you're hot girl fit.
That was my other one. Yeah, because like she didn't understand that he was ripped but had no cardio, which definitely is a thing. It's kind of funny that they acknowledge it, but I had that one
show
too.
muscles, as I like to say.
Show muscles,
Show
exactly.
muscles.
Yeah, I know some people like that.
Perhaps if I can expound on that old man's line, and the context of why I found it was funny is because it's at the end of like this really witty back and forth, which I think was something that happened a lot in the movie that was fun, was them matching wits and just bickering.
Yeah.
And then it comes right after she accuses him of like small dick energy, and he's like, "There's nothing small about it." And then this old man is like there to remind you that they're in the middle of a plane having this conversation.
Right.
This old
Good
man
point.
who's exceedingly old gets his one line.
And it's a great one.
And he gets winked at. He got winked at. He's like, ain't nothing small about it, wink.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
good.
definitely the implication where he winks and he turns his eyes to the old man.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, that's good.
All right, next category we've got most rewatchable scene. Eric?
I'll say Clonopin destroying the cake.
That was mine. that whole dialogue with Pete, it just killed me.
Yes.
That was mine.
I
too.
mean, good dog. You fucked it up. But bad
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Read the room.
That reminded me
He
of
tells
somebody.
the dog to
but-
read the room.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't
that's
you
it.
understand the social situation, dog?
It was pretty funny that the dog was named Clonopin, and
Yep.
Clonopin is an antidepressant, and dogs are an antidepressant.
The aptly
I
named
was-
Clonopin.
Yeah.
I was a fan of Clonopin for sure.
Pretend this fox just messed up our garden. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up.
Daniel, did you have a most
Mine's the
rewatchable scene?
where Ben is walking to take a shower, and they start that over-the-top stage conversation,
Yes.
Yeah.
and like they're going like, "No, dude, it's your turn. Say something."
Oh yeah, they're so fun. Like
God.
obvious with that.
Is that Pete?
Yeah, Pete and his stepdad.
His
Yeah.
stepdad. Oh, that is a great one. I love that one. He's like, "This
I
is a
don't-
radio play, motherfucker. I don't need that."
One other thing that I thought was funny that if I was going back and forth, it would have been just watching that Australian dude swim Like they clearly fast forward him swimming. Like that's on 1.5 or maybe even 2. That guy was flying.
Yeah.
That dude is
That
hilarious.
was killing me. Yeah. John,
What's he say in the shower? He's got like 3 different names. Yeah, anteater.
oh yeah, he just kept saying shit, and then he showed his dick.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
On
Oh my
purpose.
gosh.
I forgot about that scene.
Rewatchable
That helped my
scene.
casting.
Oh God. I thought it was
Fair.
funny when Ben has his the Australian coffee, and he's like
Yeah.
running in all like manic, just I guess revealing plot points of their plan, and she's like, "What are you on crack?" And he's like, "Oh, no, I felt," he alludes to his time in the finance industry and doing like crack at like a partner at Goldman Sachs, like kid's bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
And it's just coffee that he's had, and he's acting like cracked out of his mind.
Nice. Yeah, I like that joke too. Like the coffee that was just the extreme stimulant. I thought that was kind of funny too. Which I don't know, is that a thing? I mean, is Australia known for crazy coffee? Does anybody know?
I have no idea.
I think they would have access to more coffee based on maritime trade and being the region they're in. I don't know. Where does our coffee come from? South America?
Yeah.
They might have a higher variety of coffee available. I don't know. I should go there and get whacked out on it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Someone let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
I'm in. All right, next category we've got most likely to be the off-screen drunk. I went with the Australian stepdad because he's having to deal with all these random ass people in his sweet crib.
Yeah.
Daniel?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll go with her dad.
Yeah.
Because
Dylan
he just
McDermott,
seems
I
like
think
he
is his
wants to
name.
party. Because he's smoking pot all the time.
Yeah, that was killing me too. Of course, that's a good cast member, but or a casting of Friends. But yeah, actually, I didn't cast John as him, but no, good call, Daniel. Eric,
I said Claudia, the dark-haired bride, because she was super stressed because everything was going wrong.
Yeah, good call.
But it could have been an act. I don't know.
Yeah,
Nothing is real.
That was funny. John?
It's Inception.
Can't believe no one went with this one, but Jonathan, her ex that her parents dragged along to try and...
yeah, good answer.
And he's like, you said she was aware of me coming. Look,
what a shitty situation
this
for
dude
that
had
guy.
a rough time.
Yeah, that sucks. Like you're flying halfway across the country because you think you're like either going to hook up or you're going to get back together or some sort of positive outcome. Instead, you're just a third wheel with dancing with her parents.
How long is this flight? 16 hours? Okay.
All right, now we've got casting our friends. John, you want to go first?
No.
I'll name a
Go
couple.
for it, Daniel.
All right, John
go
is
for it, Daniel.
Pete because he's like a really good friend, but also he is the sort of dude who would be like, yeah, she dropped out of law school. Isn't that crazy? I wasn't supposed to tell anybody that? Oh, shit.
Oops.
Also, I could see him scolding a dog and then being like, nah, dude, it's cool. Like, but like, not bad, dude. Like, I'm proud of you for fucking up that fox, but like, you kind of ruined the cake. Like, yeah.
That's an important cake.
Yep.
And then I have John as her dad, too.
Man, we were
Constantly
very
smoking
close. That's awesome. We were on the same page a little bit.
What are you talking the guy who's trying to dive, and he's like, "Quick, I'll ask
Yeah.
you some aviation trivia."
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It
Yeah.
was a joint project between British Airways and the French government. Ask me a shorter one next time.
That's be a shorter one. Yep.
And then for Ben, I have Matt, because muscles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then for Sydney Sweeney's character, I have Dave, because hot.
Because hot.
Because hot, yeah.
Those sad eyes.
Oh yeah, full chest, sad
No
eyes.
emotion.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
emotion.
I called them druggy eyes, which I'm all about that.
Same thing.
And that's all I've got.
Nice. Eric?
I'll go. So I also had Ben as Matt because of muscles. I also had B as Dave because of sex appeal.
Oh yeah.
Because hot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a different way of saying it.
Yeah, but because hot is faster.
Yeah, that's true.
Not anymore.
I had John as Bo, the Australian blonde guy, because of the shower scene.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
I can see him doing that.
Very comfortable.
Friar Tuck,
Yeah. I had Kevin as Leo, who is B's dad, because of the diving, because he can't dive.
Oh my god, that's hysterical.
It's true.
Oh,
Kevin
he would.
cannot
What's
swim.
the other category of trivia besides aviation? Oh, the
History,
assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. That's definitely Kevin. It would be like History Channel knowledge.
Yeah. And then, let's see. Pete is Daniel because he's not smooth and he's generally crazy seeming.
Nice.
Or no. I'm sorry. Peter is Pete's stepdad. That's who.
Yeah.
That's I
Daniel.
made Daniel.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
he's not smooth. He's crazy seeming.
Because I would be the one going like, yeah, it's your turn. Say your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
That's funny.
on that note, I am Pete because I would be fixated on Klonopin. Or no, I'd be fixated on the koala. Like that scene.
Oh yeah.
I would
that
just be
seems-
like, this is your land. You're only visitors. And I'd always
Put
hang
your
out with the dog.
cameras down.
Oh my god. Nice. John?
That's all I had.
The only thing I have different is Dave is the surfer because he's a sidewalk
Oh.
surfer, and you
Nice.
Yeah.
know, you all casted him as the hot female. I feel like he is the meaty, hunky, hot male who's nothing but hot and some surfing ability. Sorry, Dave.
Nice.
You're more
He
than
had-
just hot.
He also played the cello at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Who he did? I forgot about that. I
Yeah.
have no recollection.
He
See,
was
I
the
told you
cellist.
were more than just a hot bod, Dave.
Oh, I totally forgot a scene for the AB, but it's where Pete is playing the piano and he's
Oh.
changing
Oh,
the music to
yeah.
suit what the conversation is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is
yeah.
That whole scene
Yep.
is just real good because what Pete's doing, but they're all basically scheming.
That scene reminds me of when Dale Gribble has the keyboard and he's making theme songs for everyone in the
Yes.
alley.
Yep. Oh yeah. All right. So I said Dave and Daniel or Kevin and Daniel were B and Ben.
Mm-hmm.
One of those combos with Daniel.
Probably Dave
Because-
because he's hot.
Yeah, there you go. Dave.
But they're
Well,
both hot. And
Yeah,
so
but,
are
And
you.
but you and Kevin argue way more than
That's
You and
why
Dave.
I couldn't decide.
yeah.
So I said that because they would bicker to the point of almost ruining a wedding. I actually said I was the dad smoking weed. Not for that, but
But somewhat for that.
yeah, because I actually can't dive very well. I can swim very well, but I'm a horrible diver. I don't know why. I just don't like going head first.
Well, it's
You
probably
dive
like
like
crap
you're
me.
like
Dad
a
and-
bull in a china shop.
What?
Like you lack the finesse to
A little bit.
To
I also-
Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
you're finesse less, but I'm just saying, like,
No,
it's
no.
more of like, let me get in the fucking water so I can fucking swim.
Yeah,
Like, you
I
don't
would
have to a lot of
splash.
like, I'm going to do this pretty. You're like,
Yeah,
I just want to
John's
be in
like
the
that.
fucking water, damn it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And also, it cracked my head open when I was like 3 diving into a pool.
That'll do
yeah.
And I
it.
think I think that would do it. I
Yeah,
think
your
that my
subconscious is like,
scars there somewhere.
yeah, your subconscious is like, no,
Stop
lifetime,
that.
no.
Yeah, for sure.
So you dive like B's dad, but you swim like Bo.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of true.
Doing the butterfly stroke.
Yeah, well, yeah, not that fast. And then my favorite part about this was that I think I had quite a few roles for John. And we've kind of talked about it. I think John just like pops up in the movie here and there, right? So I said his friend Pete, because he would name a dog Clonopin. I also had John as Clonopin because hungry dog eat anything. We know hungry John eat anything. Yeah. Eat that puke.
Yeah, fuck up that stale pizza.
I also had John as the koala for the memes that he sends of a koala.
Yeah.
That always kills me. And then I also had John as the Australian for showing the anteater.
You know you've had a proper sip when you got stand up in you. 4 different names for
Exactly. And
genitals.
if I tried harder, I'm sure I could find John as, her dad as well. Yeah, John was
I
everywhere in
even
this
thought
movie.
the sister, because she's all like very tactless, and she's like, "Oh, if you're into S&M, I'm into S&M too," and
Yeah.
just being completely without tact but overly friendly.
Yeah, that's totally you for sure. So that was mine.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was good.
John, you starred in this movie.
Yeah,
I think I could do a one-man show.
Speaking of stars, is this a podium role for any of the top billed cast members? See what I did there?
Woo!
That was smooth.
Pretty sneaky, sis.
Thanks
That's
for the
why the
slam.
man is a professional.
Yeah, thanks for the alley oop there. Sydney Sweeney, I would think yes.
I'd say yes.
I'm not familiar enough with her work, so I'm going to say yes because
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So she was in a small role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where she had a small role, but it wasn't very big. She was in Madam Web, as we talked about, which bombed. And she's been in a couple shows. Eric mentioned earlier Euphoria, so we're not hitting that. So
I
would
wish
say
I
yeah,
was.
she's yeah, right. And so she's relatively new, and so I would say yes.
Yep. I would
And then
agree.
the only other one is Glenn Powell, and he's our boy John Glenn from Ohio in Hidden Figures.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, and he's also in Top Gun Maverick, as we mentioned, as he's what is his name in that? He's Hangman. That's right. He's Hangman in that. So he has a
Hangman?
pretty exactly. He's got a pretty big role in that.
Yeah.
He's also in. Did you guys see Everybody Wants Some, which was kind of like a sequel to Dazed and Confused, where they play baseball in college?
Nope.
From
Nope.
Richard Linklater. It's a good movie, and he does good in that. But I would say this is, again, trending on Netflix, so I would say yes.
Yeah.
It should be something that interests me if it's Dazed and Confused in baseball.
You would really like Everybody Wants Some. Go watch that, John. Yeah, it's kind of a pseudo
Okay, be
sequel
right
to. So I would say Top Gun and this are probably approaching his podium, and then who knows? I think he's got a lot of potential though he is 36. Pretty crazy.
Well, Harrison Ford was old as fuck when he started.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Bruce Willis too. Bruce Willis was like a bartender in his late
Steve
20s.
Buscemi as well.
Oh yeah, Steve Buscemi.
He was a firefighter before he started
that's
acting.
right. So it can be done.
You just got to keep grinding.
That's right.
Or you got to
All
get
right.
really lucky.
Yeah, that's a big part.
That
Or just
comes into play.
Both.
or be
Yeah.
be pretty. That also helps. And
Yeah.
All
have
three.
abs. Yeah, just have abs.
Yeah, a few of them.
Yeah, just a few. All right, last category. We finish this podcast by giving our podium list for the year 2023.
Oh, we were
John.
supposed to give a list?
Waka waka. John, does this make your podium, and what is that list?
It does,
Oh,
because I've
nice.
not seen. Before we got on, me and Daniel, I'm like, what 2023 movies have I seen? I think this is the third one I've seen. So it takes the bronze. Number 2 will be Super Mario Brothers, and 1 is Oppenheimer.
Daniel?
No, this doesn't make my podium, but I'll probably watch it more times in my lifetime than I'll watch what did win
Not
gold
funny.
medal on my podium.
Nice.
Number 3 was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Number
Nice.
2 was Super Mario Brothers movie, and number 1 was Oppenheimer. But I don't think
Nice.
I'll ever watch Oppenheimer again. Whereas I could easily watch this movie again because it's like Babes, Beats, and Battlestar Galactica, you know?
Nice. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind watching this with friends that haven't seen it. But I'm not going to watch Oppenheimer with friends that haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good telltale for a
if-
rewatchable movie.
Yeah, and that's my thing is like Oppenheimer is a great movie. I'm glad I saw it, but I just I don't see a point in my life where I'm going to be like, you know what I want to do? I want to sit down and watch a 3-hour movie with people sitting around talking.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And I think that's just the rewatchability of a movie. Like when I think about movies when we were growing up and the ones that we watched a million times, we wanted to, show everybody that they hadn't seen it. Or so in Step Brothers, we wanted to show everybody that, or Dark Knight. I mean, we were watching it when it came out to theaters, when it came out to DVD. We wanted to show everybody. I totally agree. Oppenheimer is not there at all.
Yeah,
It's
if
a
I
great
go over to
movie,
one of your
but-
places and you say, hey, we're going to watch Oppenheimer, I'll say,
Not
I'm
happening.
going to go get dinner or food. Or
I'm
something.
going to fall asleep, is what I'd probably say. Eric, what about you? Does this make your podium?
I said yes. It does make my podium. I'll say this is number 3.
Nice.
I'll say number 2 is Super Mario, and then number 1 is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
And it
We all
was
had
really difficult
similar.
to figure out which movies I'd watched that were released in 23.
Yeah, I know, because one that nobody mentioned, and I almost put a mine was Air. I liked Air.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that was a
the
good
Barbie
one.
movie as well came out in 23. So
Yeah, and Oppenheimer, as
was-
Daniel had it on his.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few decent ones. But
Iron
we all were
Claw
kinda
is
similar.
something I've been meaning to
Oh, yeah.
watch, and Barbie too. But like, I sometimes get tired of like, all right, you got to watch X, Y,
know.
and Z movies. Here are the movies to see this year.
Yeah, I kind of liked that this one just kind of popped up on our radar out of nowhere. Like it wasn't one that everybody has said you have to see it, but we saw that it was trending and we're like, all right, let's jump on it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice not having someone telling us that.
Yeah,
but kinda just-
unsuspecting.
yeah, exactly. And to see it's making a podium for a few people, that's kind of cool too. I said no. I did enjoy it. But now we've revisited 2023 because we had a list a little while ago, but it's changing since it's so new and we're, watching more movies.
yeah.
I said number 3 is Saltburn. Just kidding, Cody.
Oh my god!
Not. My number 3 is actually Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah.
My number 2 is the Super Mario Brothers movie. And my number 1 is actually Iron Claw that John mentioned.
Nice.
Oh, you saw it?
I watched it maybe 3 weeks ago, and oh man, is it good! Now it's heavy, obviously, but it's rewatchable and
yeah,
heavy,
Von Erich's
not
story
heavy.
is very heavy.
For sure, and I know you know it very well.
Yeah.
It's awesome though. that first hour 15 of the movie is the most rewatchable thing. Like, this is epic. It's huge. It's big. It's entertaining. It's everything you want in a wrestling movie. So that's something you guys got to watch. It actually just, I think, is
It's
now
available
streaming
now.
on
Yeah,
Max.
over the weekend it started streaming.
It just got early. I actually rented it because I couldn't wait. I
I wanted to
one
see it in
night.
theaters, but never bothered. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go by myself.
I know. I didn't get to see in theaters, but like one night I got home from the baseball game with Cohen, and I was like, I don't want to go to bed. What should I do? And it's like, I'm gonna rent this and put it on. And I was like, I'll watch half of it now. I was up to like 1:30.
You're like,
I couldn't put
watched
it
the
down.
whole
I was
thing.
like, because like I knew the story, but I didn't really know the ending of the story, and so I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna want to wake up and have a whole day before I get to find out what happens.
Yeah.
Because then I'm
it's
on.
gripped you, and you're like, because you'll just be thinking about it all day long. You'll be like, type in a report and put like
exactly
Carrie Von Erich, and you're like, no, not Carrie Von Erich, damn it,
right. And 20 minutes after the movie, I'm still Googling reading Wikipedia, like
the Von Erich wiki up.
Von Erich's, right? Each Von Erich's family history. So yeah, go watch that. It was great. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into our show. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms for clips, updates, and opportunities to vote on a movie you watch. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.